Monday Night Madness. We apologize for the delay. We're having some technical difficulties, but we are here and live with all of you in the GeekPublicRadio.com studios. Along with me is...
Oh, yeah, Jeff, the producer.
It's been a minute. We got to get these cues right again. All right. And over here.
Tea.
And then across from us, man in the boards, as always, being a total... I don't really have a good word for it today, but he's just a really cool guy, I guess.
The manimal.
Sex machine.
Manimal? Did you say manimal?
All right.
No, we're going to call you sex machine from this point on. Heard you got a gun, so there you go.
That's, yeah. Apparently, speaking of that, did you ever get that worked out, Chris?
Yeah, I had to go back.
Did he show up to your house?
No.
Oh, damn. I was really kind of excited about that. I was hoping we'd have some more fodder for the show. Yeah, he showed up to my house, and I was like, what's up, bro?
He bought a gun, not a cannon, so, we don't need fodder anymore.
Hey, listen, I'm just saying, according to the Second Amendment, that's all we should have, right? Is just muskets and cannons, right? Isn't that how that's supposed to work?
Yeah, I don't think so, but, whatever.
As long as it protected speech is only on in quill and parchment.
Absolutely, 100% agree with you. Yeah, you're not allowed to talk to me about Second Amendment rights if you're typing on the internet.
I mean, personally, I want to put a bayonet on my Uzi.
I think that's a bit of overkill, but there ain't no kill like an overkill kill because an overkill don't stop.
Right.
Oh, Lord.
It gets just a bit ridiculous when you start adding knives on the ends of guns.
Oh,
unless you're like charging the front line.
No, what I'm saying is I want like a spring trigger for that knife too. Like when I finally run out of ammo, just hit that spring and just.
Oh, so what you wanted is one of the
Can we just put a gun on a sword?
Yeah, there you go.
Like a gun blade?
Yeah,
like Final Fantasy VIII, like a gun blade, right?
Right.
So what you're wanting is to affix a Spetsnaz propelled knife at the end of your thing.
Yeah, but with a string so I can pull it back.
Yeah, we got to roll it back in.
Yeah.
Oh my! You know what? No, a fishing lure.
Fishing lure. Yeah. Just
a fishing rod with a gun and a knife built into it.
Well, you have to put barbs on the end of it. That way you can do the whole. Get over here!
Get over here! Finish him. No, I think he's dead.
Already finished. Thank you.
You can use it in war and fishing.
That's right. It's a multi-purpose tool.
What are you fishing? Alligators.
Just like a silencer's to protect your ears, right?
Right, yeah.
Actually,
I understand the math and science behind it, but everybody listening and everybody who even talks about it knows that's absolutely not what it's for.
It's for protecting the neighbor's ears.
If you've ever used one, they're not like what you see on TV. They're not.
No, it's not. It's thump.
It's still loud. It's just not. It's not damaging.
So it sounds like when you take a dump.
When I'm passing off mud hobbits
and taking them to Mordor.
It literally sounds like it sounds like somebody like a bass drop on like a techno song. Like, boom. That's what it sounds like.
But not
even the beginning part that I just did, that's exactly what it does.
Wow!
You squeeze the trigger, it goes. Boom.
Now, is that only for like machine guns and Uzis and shit?
Yes.
Okay, I was just curious.
All right, I'm sorry. So we got a hell of a show for you guys lined up. We spent the majority of the evening last night at T's wonderful masquerade ball, the Royal Aquarius Masquerade Ball. It was fantastic. I had a great time. T, did you have a good time? Oh. Nobody gives a shit. Moving on.
Oh, bird.
Okay.
Love you.
Right. No, you don't.
I only interrupted her because she's a 5'4" Russian.
By the way, we're on Facebook Live, so anybody who wants to see the 5'4" Russian,
she's to my right. That would be stage left for those watching.
Hi.
Wait, did you say we were live on Facebook right now?
Yeah.
Motherfuckers.
Well, we're like drug dealers. We're going to give them a little taste of what they're going to be able to see with our Patreon.
That's right.
I do.
Good cue in right there. Speaking of guys driving off the cliff, you guys should consider becoming part of our Patreon family. At the $2 level, $5 level, or $10 level. That is buy me a beer at $2. If you like what we have to say, you can buy us all a beer. That's $2. $5 gets us a shot, and $10 gets us White Girl Wasted. And
I literally thought you were going to say White Castles. I was actually more excited.
Speaking of
Lynn called you Storm, wasted. By the way.
I think we should just jump right into it. Do we want to save it for the second half?
I don't know. Oh,
man.
I think we can also do the second half.
Did you hear me?
Point.
Lynn called you Storm, by the way.
Oh,
see, she looks like Storm. Yeah, that's what you were going for. So.
okay. Thank you.
We appreciate it. Thanks. That's okay. I had on the eye shade because I went as Jareth last night for the masquerade.
Yeah,
ball.
I saw that. You had a good smoky eye.
Had the smoky eye. I did that myself, by the way.
What'd you do? Punch yourself in the face?
A little bit.
Okay.
With the eyeliner pencil.
I stabbed it.
So what you're saying is you look like
Topher turned off his own mic.
Payback's some bitch, man.
well, no, I got up to shut the door because
Sounds?
And light.
No,
Lighting.
heat.
Heat.
Oh, that's a good point.
I'm currently burning up.
That's because you're hot.
Well,
too.
then come over here and sit on my fucking lap. I'm freezing to death.
No.
We can talk about the first thing that pops up. Don't worry, it's not a long
It's
conversation.
a short conversation. Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, everybody out there in Facebook land, hashtag me too.
I think that's pound me too.
And we're on a roll.
We are in so much fucking trouble. Everybody out there's like, that's not even funny. Yeah, well, you should have thought about shit before you made a marketing campaign about it. Just saying. It is not my fault the internet is undefeated.
I mean, anybody before cell phones knows that as the pound
That's the
sign.
pound sign. Now, that's the hashtag.
You're bad.
This isn't tic-tac-toe. That is absolutely a pound sign.
Right.
All right, anyways. Okay.
What were we talking about before Pound Me Too?
The masquerade ball.
Masquerade ball. I had the smoky eye. I have a new respect for women after putting on my own makeup.
So you look like what's his name from Lost?
I did. Cole? Was it
I don't remember.
Cole? Oh my God, what was his
I
name?
wasn't that invested.
I watched
just
all
remember-
6
Obviously
seasons,
you were
like
if you're
just
talking about a
straight
smoky
through.
eye.
Yeah, right? No shit.
I don't even know.
I did the Smoke Monster. I watched all 6 seasons of Lost straight through, and I was honestly at the end of the 5th season and leading into the 6th season when they're doing like the recap and things like that. I'd have my own monologue. This was when I was with my ex, and I'd sit on the couch and have my own monologue like, this season on the show that absolutely confuses the ever-living hell out of you. And then as it goes on and on and on, as the title crawl popped up and it showed the name of the show, I would say, and in the end, we were all just lost.
Okay.
Yeah, see, all smoky eye right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my thing. I would just say we were
King
all
of
just
the man,
lost.
the guy liner.
Because those poor, like J.J. Abrams, I love him to death. He's awesome. But that dude does not deserve to ever create his own series again. Because M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong could seriously take some lessons for plot twists. There were so many plot twists that they wrote themselves into corners.
It's actually Shabama Lama Ding Dong.
Shabama Lama Ding Dong. Okay. Shamalama Nama Nama Nama.
Yeah, right. Hamanamana.
It was ridiculous. So I liked the show, but it was extremely plot heavy, and when your plot is convoluted, it makes it a little difficult to enjoy. So
I kind of fell asleep during this conversation. I'm sorry.
you were lost. It's okay.
Yeah, I was very lost.
I told you it'd be a short one. You guys thought we were lying to you. All right. So, anyways,
So how was driving on the roads today?
driving on the roads was fucking terrible.
Yeah, right.
I was gonna say frickin' because I was trying to be nice.
Yeah,
no,
That's
that's swear worthy.
It's like going to an ice skating rink and just stepping out there without the fucking skates.
It really was, but in a car.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck a Zamboni. Let's drive a car on this shit.
At one point, I did a triple axle. It was pretty cool.
Oh, that would have been terrifying. I'm glad I wasn't in the vehicle.
It was kind of
with you.
exhilarating, honestly. I felt free out there.
Did you shit yourself? I would have shit myself.
I shit myself a little bit. I'm not going to lie. It's part of why the reason we're late.
Well, I was telling Topher that I was on my way here and I could only get up to like 35 miles an hour driving to the studio, and I was smoking a cigarette on the way, and I flipped my cigarette out the window and I touched the steering wheel with the hand that I was using to smoke, and I barely touched the steering wheel, and it was enough to make me go start sliding all over the place. I was like, "Fuck this noise!"
Get your ass in twerking.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Ever seen a car twerk? I have. It's a quirk.
was on the way back
That's a
from
nerd
Muncie.
joke.
I was on the way back from Muncie, and dropped it into 4-wheel drive. Just to the bad thing is yes, it's 4-wheel drive. It's not 4-wheel stop.
Right.
So
it's only one wheel stop.
He only has one brake pad.
well, no, you can lock up
And
all
it's in his
4
front
brakes,
seat.
but you're still gonna go.
on this shit, it is. It might as well be.
Right. Might as well just take the tires off and drive on the rims.
So that's why I was worried because like I said, I got the new thing for the studio,
Right.
and then it was broke when I opened up the bag, and I had to take it back.
What did you say? It said it's like they ran into it with the fork truck.
It looked like it. Like there was a crease. I got to looking at the box. There was a crease down the box.
It's like they were trying to roll it up.
So it went.
Started on one end. And they're
So it actually went
roll
like
it up,
this.
guys. We got this. Oh wait,
You could actually
can't roll
tell that whenever they hit it, it went. The whole thing went like this.
Nice. So it just snapped the whole TV. That's pretty fantastic.
Which is the new one's behind you? You didn't even notice it, did you?
No, I saw when I came in, but there's usually so much shit on that desk that I chalked it up to shit on the desk.
Seriously, every week there is something different on that desk.
No, there
And
is. It's pretty awesome. I like the fact that TV's there now, though.
I just now saw that. Like, I'm sure everybody on Facebook Live saw that before.
Next week, next week
saw
it's going to
that.
be a person. So don't fret. It'll change again.
I mean, if they're alive, are they going to be, or is it going to be?
Nobody said they were going to be alive.
Okay.
I just said there was going to be a person.
Right.
Well, the goal is to move the light, and so we could actually put logos for the shows on the screen behind you.
Ooh, logos.
Oh, I like that. That's pretty sexy.
So when we do, when you join Patreon and actually watch the rest of these shows live,
Correct.
you can see what show you're watching, and it'll be, we're dressing the studio a little bit at a time.
I think that would be fantastic.
Already.
Yeah,
I like it. We get a green screen in here too. That way we can
Super
put the big
groovy,
floppy
baby.
penises from the chat room behind us.
Or we could be
Dickwigs.
live on show in Antarctica or something.
Yeah. Sorry, Jeff. Go ahead.
You said green screen. We could be live on the show in Antarctica.
Right. We're live on location in Antarctica, freezing our asses off. They've got short sleeve shirts on. That's so weird. Is that a nipple? What's happening?
I mean,
Yes,
no,
it
we're
is.
not allowed to show nipples on Patreon.
And yes, by the way, we did talk about dick wigs. We talked about specifically David Bowie could wear a dick
What
wig.
the
and
fuck
still
is
be
a
sexy.
dick wig?
Yeah, that
A David Bowie could wear a dick wig and still be sexy.
No.
Would
What's
that
dick
be a
wig?
merkin?
It's a wig that's the hair's made out of dicks. It's just a
Okay.
bunch of floppy dicks on his
Okay,
head.
I thought you were going with the merkins.
Merkins?
Yeah, that's the pubic wigs.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about those. I completely forgot that's
Thank
a thing.
you, Lynn. Thank you so much.
Speaking of dicks in the chat room. Wait, is Lynn everybody in the chat room again? Did she lawnmower man us?
No. Lawnmower Madness. Wow, that was a good throwback. I appreciate
I did that last
Thank
show.
you.
She
Thank
was
you.
seriously like 7 people in there. Look, Jeff got it. Jeff gets 25 points.
I love that movie and book.
It is. It's actually a really good series. It's fantastic. All right. So, what the...
Fuck are we doing?
No, I was...
Ask myself that every day.
T knows where my brain is at. We had Vinny Velour. You know what? I'm gonna keep it on track.
All right.
We were at the ball last night. We had Vinny Velour out there. That was pretty fantastic.
Vinny.
Do you remember Vinny Velour?
No.
Okay. Did you ever meet Jessica?
Yes.
Okay. Her old man.
her fiance.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, he goes by many names.
One of his stage personas is Vinny Velour.
Okay.
Vinny likes to perform at the Masquerade Ball. Well,
Got-
we like for Vinny to perform there. And
It's fun.
he performed. And it
was a good
great
time.
fun. Yeah.
And he actually had a magic trick
And his costume was
on point.
David Bowie
Esque?
meets
Ziggy Stardust
Ziggy Stardust. Okay.
meets Mick Jagger
And-
because he had the thing tied around his. Yep.
Elton John.
Oh, actually, yeah. God, he was just
He was a
hodgepodge of
collective-
70s
yes.
Well, I was going
superstars.
to say, if he was,
And the pirate.
if he was Ziggy Stardust meets Mick Jagger, did he have like those big wax lips? Because Mick Jagger.
No, but I feel like he probably could have pulled that off too. And there's David Bowie in the chat room playing with his balls. I mean, he is.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Gosh, guy's so perverted.
He was great fun. He was great fun.
Yes.
What?
We,
David Bowie playing
we
with
got
the
a
balls?
little bit behind on time.
He and I sword fought. That was pretty awesome.
You missed that. I hope someone got that on video. God,
And
please.
my brain just went straight to the gutter. Thank you for that.
And that
No,
is
it's
as well it should
actually
have.
really where it should have gone.
Did you guys cross the streams?
Not really. We didn't pee at the time, so.
Right.
But we absolutely sword fought. It was pretty funny.
Fantastic.
And then we had a surprise wedding as well.
Yeah.
Who'd you get married to, Chris? What was his name?
John.
Oh, okay.
John.
You got married to a toilet?
John Doe.
You got married to the John?
I got married to the John. The John. No. I didn't have my arms wrapped around it, unlike some people that we are aware of. Had themselves
What the absolute fuck?
had a great time at the masquerade ball.
What
Topher. No.
what are we doing here?
Smacking your hand.
Wow.
That's a bad topher.
Wow.
Well, it's what you were talking about.
This is legit what we were talking about. We were in fact
It's on
sword fighting.
topic.
We were. It's
Well,
on
some people
topic.
just don't want to see
It's
it.
absolutely on topic. Oh my god.
Well, he's clearly on point.
I see what you did there.
I know.
Oh,
Anyway, continue.
sorry, I lost my entire train of thought.
Sword fighting with
That
Vinny.
gift right
Leave it alone.
there.
Sword fighting with Vinny. That was. I wouldn't say it was the highlight of my night, but I was a man of my word. My costume was in fact the Buldge. So
And the bulge kept growing throughout the night.
it got.
It became so large that it was
encompassing the entire place.
It filled up the entire front part of my
front
pants,
part, down the thighs.
down the thighs. Like it was out of fucking control. I looked like a fucking Picasso. Like that's what I looked
A
like.
Dick Casso.
A Dick Picasso.
That's exactly what it was.
Wiener art.
I'm just really hoping that it's on video or there are photos out there. Please, if you have some, please post them in the
Somebody
chat.
handed me their phone.
Don't.
Somebody handed me their phone to take a broad picture of the wedding party and the royal court. And,
Somebody handed you their phone, so
And
that
then
you
I
could take a picture of a broad. Is that what
no,
you're saying?
I took a broad picture, but I absolutely took a picture of the Buldge on their phone. I in front of everybody, just reached down, took a picture of the Buldge, gave them her phone back.
Lynn is twerking her buns.
Then
I
ended
like
up-
that. It was good.
We ended up having a magic dance fashion walk-off
That was awesome.
competition. And that was amazing.
That was fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Unfortunately, what had happened? Well, see
What happened was
what happened was the participants missed the part where we said fashion walk off, and instead
They just
turned
walked
it in,
off?
No, just I mean some of them did, but ended up being like a showcase of stripper habits. And it was entertaining.
It was a touch of stripper habits.
A touch of stripper habit. No, it was
Then
all
more-
stripper habits.
No, it wasn't all.
I saw more twerking on that floor than I'd seen in a titty bar.
Who was? But see, was that twerking though? Was it really?
I mean, it was attempted twerking. I'm not going to say it was good twerking.
Okay.
Is it one of those you can get pulled over, like, you know?
like that.
I mean, not
Assault by-
quite that pronounced or that efficient, actually. That's, or delicious, for that matter.
Yeah, I mean, take off the lettuce, I'll eat it.
I'm down. Let's do this. I don't even care. Take a bite out of them buds.
So they got to walk off and win prizes for that.
Which was fun. That was actually fun. I liked that. I liked
that
it.
was
Trying to judge everybody. That was super fun. I was really good at that.
so.
See, there we go. That's what's happening. If you guys are missing, you guys got to get in the chat room. If you guys are
That
watching on
is-
Facebook, you have to get in the chat
That is
room.
it right there. That is
But
it.
yeah, that's essentially what happened. The bitch's head was on backwards. There we go. Then you got Tina.
I give up.
Yeah, I wonder why I don't usually have my laptop here. That's why, because I'll get totally distracted by that chat room and I won't say anything. But there are some lessons to be learned specifically from the masquerade ball, and that is to moderate what you drink.
Please.
Please moderate.
Please.
Always moderate.
In moderation.
In moderation.
And if there's something that you've never tried,
Definitely moderation.
take precautions.
Take your little sippy sip.
Drink all of it now.
Don't do what Topher does, which is why he's known as Topher the alcoholic.
a role model he is not.
He is a role model for other alcoholics.
I'm completely functioning. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry, did you say non-functioning?
No, functioning alcoholic.
Look, just because he can't walk down the stairs without falling down them doesn't make a person a role model.
And
that's fair.
I will also say thank God we did end up doing it downstairs instead of upstairs at the
sweet
ballroom,
God
because we
in
had a
heaven.
choice of a room upstairs at the event center where we were.
What was the name of the event center?
Love Events,
Thank you.
Events, banquet
Love
hall
Events.
and catering, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Just
It's a beautiful
stunning
venue.
place.
It really is. So if you guys get a chance to, you want to do your wedding reception, or you guys want to have like awesome party,
That's right.
Levents over there on Broadway and Anderson is really
Banquet hall and
fantastic.
catering.
Best
Used to be-
place to go.
Used to be the old Elks Lodge on Broadway, and a couple purchased it, and it is stunning. The whole entire place. They have a room for just about everything for, your type of party, whatever event you have.
What's the address?
It is 1803 Broadway,
Okay.
Anderson, Indiana, 46012. Yeah.
Well,
Buy 'em.
I
Yeah.
figure people would want to know what
Oh,
the,
of
what
course.
the
Like,
address
check
is
it
if
out.
they're
Little
actually
birthday
going
parties.
to. Yeah.
I mean, they do it all.
Absolutely.
And the woman, the couple who owns it, she actually does work for some TV shows.
Really?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they hire her to set up their.
Catering and all that.
Well, no, not the catering. Like actual episodes.
Really?
Like when they have wedding type things on TV shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, isn't that
she
nice?
does all
Yeah,
that.
she was great too. She was good to me. The one that she was running the bar last night. Right?
No, actually, she wasn't.
Who was that was running the bar last night?
I don't even know.
You don't
who
know.
it
Oh,
was.
she was awesome though.
I didn't even go to the bar last night. I didn't. I was too busy
I did.
watching everyone else
Frequently.
and trying to make sure everything and trying to greet everybody else, trying to be a good hostess and
I felt really bad because I was sent up there to get a drink of the special punch, and I just thought it was free, and so I walked back there and got some of the special punch.
Of course you would.
Somebody said, "Hey, go get me some of that special punch," and I was like, "Okay." So I walked back there and I got the special punch, and she looks at me and
What
she
are
goes,
you doing?
and she was like, "What are you getting?" I was like, "Oh," I said, "I'm getting special punch." And she's like, "All right, that'll be $5." And I thought she was kidding. I legit thought she was joking, and so I looked at her. I was like, "Put it on the Queen's tab," and then I just started to walk away, and she just kind of. I looked back at her. Thank God I did, and I saw the look on her face, and I was like.
Oh, you're
I was
not
like,
joking
"Oh
around,
God,
are
oh
you?"
God, you're serious?" And she's like, "Yeah, it's $5." Like, I am so sorry. Hold on a minute. I got my $5 back though. I was like, "You motherfuckers! You didn't tell me it was $5." Oh, I didn't know. Shut the fuck up. Give me $5.
Did you reach down in your Jareth Buldge and grab it?
I did. I reached directly into the Jareth Buldge. My wallet was a part of that ensemble, so
Surprised me.
I didn't have pockets. I understand the feels of women now when they're like, they don't have any pockets, because they don't. But I will confess that I was very comfortable in those nights. They were very comfortable. They were. Sorry, John. You look at me all you want.
Be your new thing. Tell me.
I'm telling you.
It's like a hug. Isn't
I
it?
almost wore them. It is. It's like having your entire backside hugged by.
I honestly feel like Chris's new song is "We're Men,
We're men in tights. Tights. And they were tight. My goodness. They're snug, but I was comfortable.
I'm sure the front part isn't now. So
No, the front part's all stretched to hell. There's like a pouch there now.
that's what you call maternity tights now.
I gave birth to a baby Jareth.
They are legitimately maternity tights now.
Oh.
So
Okay.
we have so much
To talk about. There's going to be a lot of ground to cover. I wish that we would have gotten with Jeff. We would have been able to get here a little bit earlier than the roads would allow, so we could talk with Jeff a little bit about what was happening. Because this is going to be, but it's at the same time, it's going to be new to Jeff. So it's going to be a fresh set of laughter invading these
set of
stories.
laughter,
Hopefully.
questions. Just
Yeah, just generally, weird comments, but
Yeah. All right. So we're going to go ahead and take our first break, and we're going to talk to Jeff a little bit. And as soon as we're able to do that and come back, we will start in on some of the evening's festivities and how absolutely imperative it is that you moderate your drinking, especially when you're a young buck. All right, stick with us here on Sunday Night Madness. We'll be right back, folks.
And if you're on Facebook Live, we can't play the commercials and everything over the Facebook thing, so it'll be quiet. You'll still see us, but we won't have any audio. We apologize. We're working on that.
Tits.
We don't apologize.
We'll be back.
Alrighty. We are back on Sunday Night Madness.
We need to change that, by the way, to shall we continue?
Shall we continue?
Well, yes, but
because we've already began.
I can't get
begun.
I can't get Benedict Cumberbatch to come back and do it.
Well, that's because he's being a poop head, being a foo-foo poop bucket butthole. I don't like him anymore.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
I still think he looks like
Bendy Dick Cumbersnatch.
Did you guys ever read that?
Oh yeah.
Where they butchered his name like 18 times in that article.
Bennigan's Pumpkin Patch.
I
still say he looks like Butthead from Beavis and Butthead.
Did you guys ever?
Does.
No, he does.
So I was actually watching this. I was watching this. Thing.
Yeah, he does.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Have you ever heard of the Graham Norton show?
Yes.
Okay, I love Graham Norton, but apparently Benedict Cumberbatch was in a documentary about. I don't remember what it was about.
He was a narrator.
Yeah, he was a narrator, and apparently there were penguins on this island. It was like a tropical island.
Penguins.
But he didn't know how to say the word penguin.
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 Yeah, he kept saying penguin, and nobody ever corrected him on this, and
penguin.
They let it out.
They just thought it was accent.
Yeah, no, and then later on, of course, he plays a wolf in the Penguins movie. So he had to ask the people at Disney, "Am I saying this right? Tell me if I'm saying this wrong." Penguin.
He had said it like 10 different ways.
He did. He really did. It was hilarious.
Penguin.
I love catching the little clips.
Live action right there.
Yeah, it is.
I love watching the little clips from the Graham Norton show on Facebook and everything. So
he does have beady little eyes like Butthead. That's legit. He does have these beady.
And his eyebrows do the
penguins?
same thing.
Yeah, penguin. Yeah.
But no, my favorite one was like you really seen it when it was Fallon's mean tweets or whatever.
Yeah.
Where he was up, he was laughing. Somebody put a ring on it, and he was laughing, and he turned, and his head sticks out like this far behind his.
What?
If I can find the picture, it is creepy because it's like the way his hair is just like his head's like this far, like it's like.
Well, that's why he keeps his hair long, man.
Perfect. The penguin is falling.
Did you guys ever see the clip of the penguins walking along and the one just slips and all of the other ones just go oh they made the noises like that.
Okay.
Speaking of slipping,
I wanted to give a shout out to one of our listeners, Josh. He has been
Total butthead.
Really sick lately. He's got the flu, the like really bad flu. So
the super
shout
flu.
out to him.
That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
You know what cures the super flu?
Huh?
You know what cures the super flu?
What?
Getting white girl wasted.
Oh, I thought it was super fed. As opposed to Sudafed.
Super fed. The Toyota Supra fed. It's not super, it's Supra. It's like a whole other level.
You've known me for how long, and are you just now figuring out I'm an idiot?
I didn't say it.
I know, but you had that look on your face.
You looked it.
Oh,
yeah.
Whoa.
I'm telling you, he looks
You
like
talking about
Benedict.
He does.
Yeah, like how big.
Put that on the chat. I can't see what you're looking at.
Yeah.
Well, if that thing didn't break, we'd have the other monitor out too. But our splitter broke.
Yeah, I hate it when
and now
my
he's
thing
moving
breaks.
the camera again.
I absolutely hate it when my thing breaks.
Yeah, I've heard that about you.
Well,
we actually talked about last night if a guy pulls out his dick and it hits the floor, that it's number one, you probably shouldn't put that inside of you, And number 2, it's probably fake.
I was.
Hey, it's 100% real. I bought it down at the store.
It's 100% genuine leather.
I had a friend that I used to hang out with, and I went to Tennessee to go hang out, like visit his parents and everything. And we're sitting around the breakfast table one day, and his dad just sitting there, has a somber look on his face, and said, "Oh yeah, broke my dick the other day."
Oh, really?
What? Yeah, he's talking to his son. He's like, "Yeah, I was banging your mom, and I fell off the bed, landed right on my dick, and I broke my dick." I was like,
"Wow,
good Lord, why do I even need to hear this?" Oh my God! So you're welcome.
Embarrassing things that parents do to their kids, right there.
You know that?
Wow, you're not wrong.
That shows like real stories of like the ER or something like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I actually saw one like 2 days ago where this guy actually did break his dick. And so the doctors came on to explain that yes, this is a real thing.
No,
this can actually happen.
It is absolutely a real thing.
And it will snap, it will pop.
It's cartilage, of course it will.
You have to go back and repair those things, or you are broken.
Yes.
And then it turns like 90 degrees to the side, and that's actually how they punish child molesters in China.
Well, I work,
true story.
I work in a hospital, so I actually have to go to the ER every once in a great while to fix a computer, and I see some of the most horrible crap there.
Yeah.
I can't really go.
See, that's
into
like the
any
perfect
of it.
job
I mean,
for me.
I can go into it, but I can't say names or anything like that. But that's okay. I don't know names, so
I would just walk in the ER and I'd see something horrible, and I'd be like, guess you shouldn't have been drinking and boating, huh?
Well, no, I went in there one day and I was like, yeah, so apparently you guys have a computer that's broken. And they were like, yeah, well, I mean, I'm not really sure. Is it the one that, where the gunshot victim is? I said, God, I hope not. Because I'm not going in there to fix that. I absolutely refuse.
Are you the doctor? Are you here to give me my morphine?
So
man.
Let's
fix
talk
your computer.
Let's talk about this night that could turn into a
very, very bad
Hangover
thing.
3, Hangover
ER
4 type movie.
Right, go ahead.
Turn into an ER story? Because that's
could be
about
an
what
ER
it ended up as.
It almost ended up as an ER story. Because immediately...
The dangers of consuming too much alcohol in a short span of time. And, on top of that, not being an accomplished drinker, which I'm not condoning going out to drink a shitload, but if that's something that you're into, just make sure you're smart about it. And if you don't drink a bunch, don't try to hang with the big dogs. Don't do that.
Don't do it.
That is rookie mistake number 1. I could drink as much as you.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you at the fucking mortuary, buddy.
I'm sorry. I actually want to point something out, too. Apparently, T and Chris have found the actual combination to make an actual truth serum.
Yeah, truth serum. Yes.
Alcohol and Alka-Seltzer.
And Alka-Seltzer, yes. Yes, that
apparently creates a truth serum.
We found it.
Well, it has to be.
It
has to be primered with tequila.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's specific alcohol. It's
correct.
It's tequila,
Yeah.
and what flavor of Alka-Seltzer is it?
Just a plain Jane Alka-Seltzer.
Plain Jane
Alka-Seltzer.
Okay, right on.
Just a plain Jane Buldge.
Yeah.
I was just... I coming up with jokes about the Buldge was really hard.
Oh, I hate you. Everybody does.
I know. I'm sorry. All right. So, once upon a time, there was a woman named Brittany.
We'll just call it Brittany.
Brittany decided she wanted to drink way more than she should have drank. Just
keep in mind,
not 100% sure what.
Brittany is a lightweight, so you should know your limits.
Know your limits.
Know your limits. That's key for
when
this
you
story.
weigh 20 pounds, don't drink 30 pounds of alcohol or gallons, whatever.
I want to eat a pound of nachos. I want to be.
You just want to pound some nachos.
I do. I'd love to pound some nachos right now.
Hashtag some nachos.
Hashtag some nachos.
All right.
Pound some nachos.
Anyways, so
you should post that on Twitter.
She was absolutely. She was having a ball. And in fairness, at the masquerade ball, she was having herself a great time. She really was. She was going. She was going 100 miles an hour. She was having a blast. She was dancing it up and just cheering. And every time somebody do something, she was there to celebrate. She was like the world's best cheerleader at that point.
Right.
Hold on. I'm sorry. After this, for our next break, play Dancing Machine.
Yes, please do.
Just for her. Just for Brittany. Go ahead. Sorry.
Those are the noises that she described to us, by the way.
Yes, some noises. Yes.
So she decides she's going to continue to consume alcohol, and she's hanging out with her friend, and we're going to call her Misty. Misty, since she gets really upset if we say her name.
It makes the show about her.
Misty, doesn't that rhyme with propaganda? Propaganda chair?
Propaganda chair, yes.
Those nachos look amazing, Lynn. Thank you for posting those nachos for me.
Yeah, starving.
Love nachos. All right.
Pound starving.
Pound starving.
Pound starving. Hashtag starving.
So
Right.
she drinks and drinks, and Misty's keeping up with her, and Brittany is
And
they're just going
dancing.
shot for shot, and they're dancing, and they're just having a great time.
Hot
All as
girls.
the party winds down,
That's right.
they're
It's time to go.
it's time to go. Well, Brittany doesn't want to go. It's Brittany, bitch. She doesn't want to go.
That's right.
So,
And all Misty wants to do is go back and go to fucking sleep.
well, I mean that she was also drunk, so that changed a couple of times too.
Changes,
But
changes. Yes.
regardless,
Yes.
regardless,
Couple of times.
irregardless,
I'm going to stab you in the face.
irregardless is not a real word. People, please don't use it.
It's not, but it has been officially dubbed a new word.
Oh,
it is
my
in the
God.
dictionary. This
This is what happens when we let idiots run Webster. Anyways,
it's officially a new word because it has been used so much.
it's kind of
Yes.
like Alec versus
Alec versus
Alec.
Alex.
Welcome to Alec.
Or
Alex?
misunderestimated.
Misunderestimated.
Like, who says that?
That's a whole other segment. That's a whole. We're gonna divvy off. We're gonna. It's gonna.
Okay.
Just gonna. Right here. Stay focused. Stay focused. Unlike
All right.
Brittany, who could not hold her liquor for 5 minutes.
That's right.
We had to carry Brittany out to her car, stuff her inside of
The trunk.
the car.
In the trunk.
And then
She was not driving.
she was not driving. No, she was being driven.
Okay.
To madness by the tequila. So she gets in the car. They get her back to T's house. Now, T has a wonderful home, an absolutely gorgeous home, and we get her inside and they get her changed. And at this point, I'm not even there.
I hadn't arrived yet.
No, correct.
They
This is correct.
arrived first.
They got her changed. And then T shows up, and I show up very shortly after. But T, go and fill the blank. I wasn't there during this particular period of time, so go fill in the blank. What happened to Brittany?
Actually,
During this little period of
as
time.
I'm walking up the walkway, I can see Brittany, who just then disappears, and walk in, and Misty is standing there, and still white girl wasted. Like, whoo, I don't know. This bitch is on the floor. She loves your floor. Okay.
She's hugging the
So-
floor.
I walk
Like a
in,
teddy
but
bear.
what floor? I'm looking because there's a lot of floor in this house, and I walk in, and Brittany is hugging the kitchen floor in front of my sink, literally
Arms spread out,
spread out,
mumbling,
but on her side.
I love your floor.
I love your floor. This is the best place in the world.
I'm sorry. I've not been to your house, so explain to me.
It's a nice floor.
Is it tile floor
It's
or?
linoleum.
It's linoleum, but it's
So
tiled
it looks
linoleum.
looks
so.
Well,
like
you know
tile-
how it is
tile
when you
linoleum.
get drunk, you get really warm. So maybe she just, like a puppy, she needed a cool place to lay
she
down.
needed- right, exactly.
And that's
That's
what
what
she-
it was.
she
It
was
very
into it.
comfortable and it was cool and whatever. Well, the kitchen and the bathroom are like right next to each other. And so she's on this floor, and I walk in and I say, okay, well, let's get you up. I can't. Well, Misty, being the supportive maternal figure that she is.
Misty, by the way, is the reason that Brittany's wasted. Just
Yeah. We are blaming this on Misty.
her in that propaganda
100%.
chair.
And the propaganda chair. So,
Well, I mean, I'm going to be honest. Brittany is the reason Brittany is wasted because
No,
even if-
absolutely, 100%,
Even if
yeah.
Misty was the one that purchased Brittany's
Drinks?
well,
Brittany didn't have to drink them.
I think they were running neck and neck, but Misty can handle it a lot better than Brittany.
I mean, clearly.
But it doesn't take much.
That was her in a nutshell right there in the chat room.
You see,
It
that was
doesn't.
that.
It doesn't take much for Brittany to get white girl wasted. I believe it was just 4 drinks.
It was there's a question mark there. It
Right.
was 3 or 4. I'm going to err on the side and say
Right.
4.
And
Right, go
I knew that this was a lightweight, but I was off once again, hosting, whatever.
Sure.
Anyway, so Misty's trying to get her up, and hey, baby, come on, let's get up. Let's get you in the, like, all nice and cheerleader-like, like Misty that we know. And
Go ahead.
our friend Evan is with me. So
Devin.
Devin is with us.
Well, Evan didn't do anything
He and I
wrong,
walked
so.
into, because what the plan was
why couldn't
is
it be Kevin?
we were going back to my house to change to go to the after party at one of the other queens' house. This immediately looked like it was not going to happen.
Did you say Queens's?
I did.
Queens.
Okay, thank you. I was
There's
just
three
curious.
queens, so yes, I said queens. So anyway, Devin and I are standing over her, just looking like, okay, what is happening? And Misty's being the cheerleader, trying to get her into get her to the toilet. It's not happening. She's not budging, and all I hear out of her mouth is, "I'm gonna die." I'm sorry, you're not dying on my kitchen floor. We need to get you to the toilet. So after Misty comes with her little comforting self, here I come with my emotionally detached self. Let's go to the toilet now. She's not budging. She won't move. She's dead weight. Dead weight. Outcomes. I'm dying. I'm gonna die. And then again. On her side, on my floor.
If you're not actually watching the Facebook Live, Chris over here is crying.
More. At least a dozen times. The poor girl is lying in it, not moving, not budging. She's on her side. It is completely filled up.
Oh my God, she's dead!
Completely filled. Her whole left side is now nothing but puke. A third of my kitchen is nothing but puke. We then managed to get her rolled over. So as soon as that happens, Misty, 0.1 seconds, is sober AF.
As a stone. Just boom.
AF.
Super sober.
Goes and gets a mop. Proceeds to start cleaning it up. Me, in my head, I'm thinking, oh fuck, I have no bleach. That's all I'm thinking. That's all I'm thinking is, I don't have any fucking bleach. No. Like,
This bitch
stop.
just died, now you don't have bleach.
Please. The entire contents of her stomach are on my floor. I didn't think there could be
Brisket,
any more.
by the way, just for anybody who was wondering.
Brisket, potato salad, and
Baked beans.
baked beans.
That was
See,
it.
you're
Yes.
such a caring person.
Yes.
This bitch just died, I don't have bleach.
Well, if she's gonna die on the floor, and if they have, no, just it wasn't gonna happen. So we managed to get her up on her side.
That right there.
We managed to get her up on her side, where she proceeds to, I'm dying. Just kill me already. Just kill me. I'm dying.
This was a mantra
Please.
she would repeat for the
Just-
next several hours, by the way.
Just kill me. I'm dying. And between her legs, so it is now the official entire third of my kitchen floor. Not lying. I have witnesses.
I came in on the tail end of this, so.
I have witnesses. The entire third of my kitchen is now puke. And I don't have any goddamn bleach. Oh my God, what am I gonna do? This isn't good enough.
And
This
she
isn't-
was.
If you know me,
who
like
who
I
are you
am
waiting
an
for?
extreme.
Who are you waiting for at this point?
I'm waiting for Crazy Chris to arrive. I'm waiting because now the look on my face is just. I don't feel anything. Like I'm numb, and all the only thing in my head in big lights is flashing bleach. Mind you, And my phone at the beginning of the night mysteriously disappears. But we know this is what happens to T.
This is what happens to T.
We do. My
Last
phone,
year, I think it was your purse. It was your purse last year, wasn't it?
Don't you lose your
My
phone
phone-
at least once a year?
At least once a year, my phone goes missing, but it is truly gone. I have no idea where it is, and I have no idea who's been messaging me. I can't even tell people, thank you for attending the ball. Please do it for me if you're out there listening. Thank you.
You can just say it right now.
She just did.
I did.
We can,
Okay.
we'll literally just say, here, give your thank you really quick.
Thank you so much for attending the ball. It was great, and I appreciate all your support, and I can't wait to do something like that again. Thank you. You all looked lovely, and back to our story.
Just no more Britneys on your floor.
So, Brittany has now completed the puzzle pieces on the floor.
Oh, so now it's no
filled in the
longer
gaps.
The third?
She filled in the gaps.
It's like the full 100% of the floor of your...
Oh, no. Thank God. No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, thank God, no.
No, it was a third of the kitchen. But if you've seen it, the kitchen is like a block long. I'm just saying.
Okay, I was just
So-
curious.
It's big. It's big.
A lot of it came out of this tiny woman.
It didn't feel like there was so much.
Misty, once again,
How
as
do
I
you
said,
have any left?
seriously,
We swept up her shoes.
It literally
Her
weighs
shoes
more
came out of
than
her
you
mouth.
do.
yeah. So Misty comes back with her incredible, that superhuman strength, and they drag her into the bathroom. They get her to hug the toilet, and she never, not once, throws up in the toilet.
Nope, not at all.
Not once. So I look at Misty, get her in the shower. What? Get her in
Get her in
Bitch,
the
what the fuck is that gonna do?
Now it's about this time because the most of the puke has been cleaned up. It's about this time. Crazy Chris just comes. We're gonna go to an
Seriously.
after party. It's gonna be so fun.
That is exactly how we walked in. That's exactly how we walked in.
Incorrect. So Evan.
Go ahead.
Evan.
Devin.
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 Kevin.
Devin.
Slevin.
Devin opens the door. As I walk up and knock on the door, I hear it's Chris, and I'm like, who the fuck else is it supposed to be? So Devin opens the door, and he goes, we have a situation. And I'm like,
That's always that. Turn around and walk away.
I just kind of looked at him. I was like, what the fuck happened? It's Brittany.
It's the vomit comet.
It's Brittany, bitch.
It's the tilt-a-whirl. I'm like, well, okay, what about Brittany? And he's like, just come back here and look. I'm like, okay. Now at this point, I'm like, all right, this is gonna be fucking good. So I shut the fucking door. I lock it behind me. I start tottering off back to the kitchen from the front. All the kitchen's all the way in the back. So I totter off, and I'm like, what the? And I see T, and she's got a mop in her hand, and she's got this big center island in the middle of her kitchen. So I can't see that it's a mop right at that moment, but I just see her standing in the corner of her kitchen by the back door with something in her hand, and she just has this look on her face that says, I'm so glad you're here because I'm about to murder a motherfucker. That was her. Yeah, right there. That was her.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm about to murder a motherfucker. And I looked at her, I was like, T, what's wrong? And then I hear Misty from the bathroom. Brittany, it's okay, baby. It's okay. And I'm like, what the hell is that? She's getting sick. Big fucking deal. Like, and then fucking T looks at me and goes, she puked on my fucking floor. And I'm like, oh, she puked on your floor.
But he's still standing on the other side of the kitchen.
Right, I don't see how much
so
is
he
there.
cannot see anything.
She's like, come here. And I'm like, I see this look on her, and I snap into, uh-oh, T's going to murder a motherfucker. I better go. Okay. So I take my coat off, and I'm like, I got you, T. I'm here to help
for
you.
real.
I'm here to
He
help
jumps
you.
in
I'm not here to help Brittany. I'm not here to help Misty. I'm here to help T. And so I put my stuff down, and I walk over, and I look down on the floor, and I'm like, oh well then. Okay. That's a lot. That's a bunch. And then I look over in the bathroom, and there's Brittany propped up against the toilet, Evan standing in the doorway, Misty standing on the other side of her, and they're trying to make sure she doesn't die. Devin turns to us, and he says, at this point,
Give it up.
It's Evan, right? It's Evan. Evan
It's
didn't do
Evan.
anything. Evan
It's
didn't do
Evan.
anything. It's
It's
fine.
Evan.
So Evan turns, and he's talking to us. He's like, yeah, man, she came in. He kind of relays portion of the story to me. as I'm sweeping up the chunkiness of the vomit.
The chunky monkey?
The chunky into a dustpan.
As he's doing that, I'm standing there. I'm telling her, get her in the shower. Turn on the cold water.
Yep.
Get her in the shower.
Right.
What the fuck is that gonna do?
Yeah. That's what I walked into. That was the part I
older
walked
than
into.
you. Listen to me.
Right.
If I'm telling you to do something, do it, because I
Right.
fucking know.
And so I'm sweeping it up, and I'm getting it up, and then I hear Misty again, and she's like, why am I going to put her in the? She's like, is it a cold shower? And I'm like, yes.
Chris breaks it down.
Cold. I'm like, okay, look, I said, and I did too. I said, we're going to break this down for you real quick, okay? We're going to put her in the cold shower. It has the exact opposite effect on a drunk person. Now, it was around this period of time where we hear thump, conk, and we're like, what the hell? We look over, and Brittany decided that she was going to fall backwards from the toilet.
She passes out.
And she hits her head
She
on the
blacks
fucking.
out.
She hits her head on the tile and the door frame.
It is on Evan's leg.
And then she's kind of propped up on Evan's leg. And Evan's like, what do I do? We're like,
and in my head,
run.
I'm like, bleach.
bleach.
And then I'm like, oh God,
Now-
ER. We're going to need the ER.
This is the part of the story where I want people to kind of pay attention, okay? Because this is critical, and it's actually very important. When you drink, you have to pay attention to how much you consume. And a lot of times people get that sick because they don't drink water. They dehydrate their body. You get sick because your body thinks, and accurately so, that you're poisoned. Because alcohol is a toxin. It will absolutely kill you if you consume too much of it. Consumed in moderation, it's a lot of fun. You have a good time. There you go, Lynn, right there, the bleach monster.
Thank
So,
you. That's me.
If you consume too much of it in a certain period of time, it will absolutely kill you. Now, on top of that, it's a diuretic that dehydrates you. It's a diuretic, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so on top of that, alcohol is a diuretic. It will literally zap the moisture from your body. So what you do to counteract that is you consume water. You don't consume a shitload of it because, again, you could drown yourself. You got to be careful, but you basically 8 ounces of water for every shot, or every 12 ounces of beer. You consume 8 ounces of water. It'll help alleviate. Plus, the hangover the next day is pretty much non-existent because that's what the hangover comes from, dehydration. So, Brittany laying on the floor, I look over because she's not making any noise. She is not moving.
Nothing.
And I'm like, Jesus Christ. I look down, and she is pale to begin with. She's white. She's a very white girl. Like, she's about as white as a jar of mayo.
She got super white girl wasted then.
Yeah, she got super white girl wasted. Poor Brittany was almost translucent. I looked down at her skin, and it's just that pale, and I'm
I
like,
looked and I thought, oh my
Damn,
God,
oh my
she's
God,
dead.
she's going to die.
fucking
She's dying of
dead.
alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
And so I look down, and I'm like, I see her chest slowly rise and fall, and I'm like, okay, she's still breathing. That's a great sign. And I look at Evan, and I'm like, Evan, we need to get her up and get her in the shower. And at this point, she's like, what is a cold shower? Misty, what's a cold shower gonna do to a cold shower? I'm like, look, you just,
No,
I'm
she's
like,
yelling at me
it will
like
cause,
I didn't know.
it
what
will
I'm
cause a system shock that will wake her up. It has the exact the opposite effect for shock that it does for like a normal person. So if like you're stone sober and you jump into a cold shower, you can literally set yourself into a system shock that will, paralyze you. That's why people who are cold are like, they don't want to move. It does the exact opposite on a
especially if
drunk
you're
person.
exactly hot, or like you're really hot,
Yes.
and you jump in,
Yes.
Yeah.
and people
But-
don't realize that.
But when you're drunk, your body temperature drastically rises,
I'm sorry, I just thought of something. I wanted to interject something here real quick.
which is also why you get a false warm.
Many of the names in the story have been changed to protect the identities of the idiots. So
They're not idiots. They just
No, but that was still funny.
Just special, but it was.
They're not idiots.
Disclaimer.
They're good people.
Disclaimer.
It's just they made dumb choices, and
they're
that's
still,
what happens.
And they're still my babies. And
everybody
I
love
love
them.
them.
dumb
And we
choices.
do.
And I will fight for them.
We all know
but-
this. Everybody makes stupid choices.
Absolutely.
And yes.
I
And it
mean,
was
that's
our
the-
party
the
and
other
they
thing-
got drunk because they wanted
fairness-
to. So.
In fairness, I was at a party at Chris's house, and I drank so much I actually literally cried on Chris.
He did.
So,
That's a true story.
Yeah.
Is this on video?
No, this
No,
is
no,
not.
no.
And it's I
And the
don't-
nature of the conversation will never be repeated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It
But that's
was.
good.
It was. But it was a
Sometimes
bond.
you
It was a
just gotta
bonding
get it
moment for
out.
us, and that's when Jeff knew.
Sometimes
he
you
could,
just got to get it out.
So it was a bonding moment for us, and that's important. Guys can cry. It's okay. I mean, just because you wear skinny jeans and you're a little bitch doesn't mean anything.
Okay, Mr. Jeggings.
I mean, the worst part
Excuse me?
about
Are you calling David Bowie a bitch?
the worst part about that entire thing was when I was hugging on Chris and crying. I did get wood. So
He did twice. It was a little awkward and uncomfortable.
Oh,
Jareth
No,
Buldge
it was a little bit
lessons.
more uncomfortable when you looked at me and said, "Do you even take care of that?"
oh, he got you. Got him.
I'm not sure what makes it more gay, the fact that Jeff finished or the fact that I did it. and we broke tea. All right. So, anyways, and by the way, that's the appropriate use of the word gay.
Happy,
Super
happy.
So I explained that, of course, as you drink and you get drunk, your body temperature rises, which is why you get a false warm. There's Lynn.
Thank you.
So I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, how many people know that that's how you get your false warm when you're drinking? That's why a lot of the homeless people and things like that's why they like to drink, because it gives them a false sense of being warm, even though
a little
they're not.
bit of the ripple.
Because your internal temperature, your brain is literally burning through trying to get those toxins processed out of your body. So when you throw somebody into a cold shower that way, it forces the body to basically stop what it's doing and calm the fuck down. So I'm telling him, I'm trying to explain this to her, and she's like, well, what are we going to do? And so at this point, I start yelling because I'm done arguing. I'm like, get her in the fucking shower now. So they're, okay. And Misty picks up Brittany. Evan gets, and they start to take her in there.
It takes three people to pick her up.
And of course, like very rookie amateurs, they turn the fucking shower on before she's in it. Mm-hmm. So when her arm touches this cold ass ice water,
she does not want to go in.
She clams up.
She fights to not go in.
Right, and this is what I said. I was like, when they fight, they become very strong. Drunk people don't have a lot of pain inhibition,
but they can fight.
They can fight. They can struggle, and they can dead weight you, and it's not fun. I'm a bouncer. I know this. So I'm like, you just push her in, and they're like, well, no, we don't want her. I'm like, just push her in the stupid shower. They're like, oh, I don't want it. And so I start to walk in there. I'm like, I tell Brittany very calmly, because I'm like, okay. I was like, I'm going to do it your way. I'm going to be very nice about it. So I say, Brittany, here's what's going to happen. You are going to get in the shower. You're going to feel better. It's going to be cold. It's going to be shocking, but it will make you feel better. Okay? If you don't get in the shower, you're going to be placed in the shower. How you're placed in the shower depends entirely on how much you fight me. So, your options are to step into the shower willingly or be thrown in there like a rag doll. Your choice. And she goes, oh, okay. And she just...
And Misty says, okay, put your foot in.
And she did. And she absolutely stepped in there.
She stepped in.
And screaming bloody murder.
The most blood-curdling scream I have ever heard.
You would swear that Misty was murdering her.
I'm sure all the people around, I know the neighborhood had to hear this.
Damn white people again.
But she screamed the entire time she was in there.
Yes, she did.
We left her in there for about 15-20 minutes.
But she woke up. She absolutely woke up.
She completely woke up.
She didn't pass back out again for like another 3 hours. And this is where the story gets fun. Because she stayed awake after that.
She stayed awake.
We love you, Brittany. Just remember how much we love you.
We do. Thanks for the content.
Thank you so much. I had some other stuff that I was actually going to break down and talk about, like some movies that I saw. Speaking of which, really quick, we're going to take a really quick break. Okay, and when we come back, we're going to talk about a couple of those other things.
Sure.
All right. And then we're going to get back to the story of Brittany and the dangers of not moderating your alcohol properly.
Yes.
Okay.
And the dangers of not moderating your alcohol properly in front of
people with a microphone.
People
with a
who have access to microphones and millions of strangers on the internet. All right, guys, we'll be right back on Sunday Night Madness.
Shall we begin?
All right, guys, we are back on Sunday Night Madness. In case you couldn't tell, we get a little crazy on this show. It's super fun. So I did see a couple of movies this past week.
Oh, what'd you see?
I saw Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, was it any good?
It was fracking amazing.
It's
Really, I actually would like to see that.
I would love to see it again.
I didn't want to see it in the theaters, but I do.
It's on Red. Dude, it's in Redbox already.
Awesome.
Yeah, and Amazon Prime. It's all over. I was super surprised because we went to go. This is last weekend. We're like, well, you want to like watch a movie or something? And I'm like, yeah. It's kind of a low key night. Like, let's just chill, watch a movie. So we go to Redbox and scrolling through, and boom, it's right there. It's top choice. I was like,
oh, by the way,
get it.
By the way, speaking of movies, next weekend, and if anybody actually wants to go with me, I'd be more than happy. We can all look like pedophiles. That'd be great. How to Train Your Dragon 3.
Oh, I'm tracking. Okay. It's a kid's movie. I got it. All the adults roll in. Well, see, that's the thing. They gear those movies, too, to be attractive to adults as well. So
they want to take their kids, yeah.
Yeah, so you want to take your kids. And they're like, okay, yeah,
well,
I guess
I don't have those, so I really want to go see that.
And I watched the Jumanji, not remake, but it's kind of a continuation.
It is kind of a continuation because they actually do mention Robin Williams' character in that.
Yes, they absolutely do.
And I love that movie. They're making a sequel to it as well. Did
you
know that?
I hope they do.
It's coming out either this year or next year.
All right, is it going to be the same?
Yeah, same cast.
Rock in
same
there,
cast.
okay?
Uh-huh.
Because I cannot think of anybody else.
I don't know about the kids though.
To play a Valley Girl like Jack Black played a Valley
right.
Girl.
Well, again,
Jack Black is my favorite.
They may actually play different characters, if you know what I mean. Like,
yeah, no, I'm tracking.
I can't even.
But I would love to see
with this
I would
right
love
now.
to see The Rock play
a Valley Girl. Yeah, oh no, absolutely.
And then Jack Black be like the big husky, like the muscular.
Hey, Chris, did you ever watch Southland Tales?
Yes, I've seen Southland Tales.
Did you see the Rock was all fidgety and everything like that?
Yes.
And then he actually sees somebody get killed, and then he screams like a little girl.
Yes.
Oh, that was the best part of that entire movie. I love the movie. Don't get me wrong.
There's only one other person who screamed. And it was so unexpected and funny. That was on Supernatural.
Oh, yeah,
when Dean screams because he's got the fear thing.
The puppy. He was being chased by the puppy.
It was the cat.
Oh, the cat, yeah.
The cat in the locker.
Was scary.
That was scary. I lost my shit. And then the other good one is...
This one, yes.
That's the part right there.
It was the episode,
and then Jonah Hill.
It was the episode called Yellow Fear.
That's it, Yellow Fear, yeah. And then Jonah Hill and Accepted, when they're in the mental asylum and he pokes the ceiling and the skeleton falls down because there was like a body in the ceiling. Yeah. So he pokes and the skeleton falls down. And when it does, Jonah Hill's like... and he just screams, and he's like, "Wow, that was really embarrassing. I'd really appreciate if nobody ever said anything about that." It's not that. No, it's not that one.
Still,
but no, that's Jonah Hill's like, he fangirls. Yeah, that's the fangirl scene. But I saw Jumanji, and then Krista was all about the new Nutcracker, the Four Realms or whatever. Mm-hmm. It wasn't too bad. Like I'm not all about the musicals and the Disney movies. I'm not really a huge fan of them.
I don't know. Krista seems like the type of person that would be into movies called The Nutcracker.
Right?
Shame.
She's constantly busting
balls. Shame.
But
we watched The Nutcracker, The Four Realms, and it was actually good. I enjoyed it. It was pretty good.
Oh, good. It looked interesting, but I wasn't really jumping to see it or anything.
As far as a retelling of the Nutcracker,
sure,
it was good.
Okay,
it was a different take on it, and I thought it worked out pretty well. It was pretty cool.
Back to Bohemian Rhapsody.
One
of my favorite parts of it was the homage to Wayne's World.
The Wayne's World is like, some people start banging their heads in the car.
Well, the thing about it is, we went to go see it.
Who would bang their head to this song?
Yeah, who would bang their head to this song in a car driving down the road?
And then he gives that cheeky look to the camera.
Yeah, and that's Mike Myers, by the way.
Yeah, this is why it was my favorite part. Now, the thing is, we went to see it, I think it was the second day it was out, and the theater was full of young people who had no idea, and I'm sitting there and I'm still stuck on this part like 20 minutes later.
And you're giggling.
That was like I felt like my life came full circle. Like I was so
that
happy.
Entire part was so meta.
Oh my God. It was the greatest thing I had ever seen. Like, I loved it so much.
It was good.
But the movie is really it's phenomenal.
One of the quotes that will stick with me throughout that is, "There's only room for one queen in this band, darling."
Yes, yes. He was the epitome of extra, and he gave me so much life.
So
it was fun.
I'll have to rent that. And
you will.
check
It's
it out.
and then the record exec that it's early on in the movies is actually played by Mike Myers. That's who made that quote.
No shit.
Yes.
That's
so
fantastic.
Mike Myers
you won't-
made the quote.
you
Who's going to
won't
be in their car?
recognize him.
No, you won't. Bigger guy's got the glasses.
I've heard that Mike Myers is pretty unrecognizable at this point. So
Yeah, he's put on some weight, but for this role, like I said, and he's the one that makes that comment.
Nice.
Like, who would be banging their head in the car to this?
He was
That's
like,
fantastic.
It's super meta. Like,
he's like,
so
then
meta.
he says, "What young kids are gonna bang their heads to this song?"
Yes.
And then he like looks at the camera all cheeky, like
He does, too.
it was so Mike Myers. It was so
super
Mike
cheeky.
Myers.
Super cheeky. It was great.
It was great.
But, yeah, that was Bohemian Rhapsody is a great movie. So, as far as a biopic is concerned, if you guys want to go see a movie, and it's true to life, too, they did such a great job of portraying Freddie Mercury the way that he was, because he was a fucking prick. A lot of people don't understand that, is he loved his band and he loved the people that he was around, but it wasn't that he got full of himself necessarily. It was he let the wrong people poison him, and it's a true to life story of what Hollywood and what the music industry can actually do to people, and how it can screw them over.
Fame can screw you completely.
But it explains why Freddie Mercury was so easily swayed by that lifestyle, because of what he came from and because of how he grew up and things like that. And that's what it was. So just great movie all around. I'm not going to spoil anything for anybody, but it was pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
Speaking of spoiling things, did you say Freddie Mercury dies in the end? Our research assistant with the mega spoiler.
By the way, also spoilers in the movie Titanic, the Titanic sinks.
The ship doesn't
Oh
make
my
it.
God! Speaking of Titanic, did anybody see this?
I don't care.
They're
You already know now.
They're remaking,
Yep.
not the movie.
Yep.
They're literally rebuilding a ship, a super cruiser,
Oh yeah.
and they're naming it the Titanic.
They've been doing that for years.
This screams bad omen to me. I'm not a huge
And the whole,
Can I make a
plan is
suggestion,
the whole
Chris?
plan is to actually recreate the
Voyage.
the first that one
Maiden
voyage.
To
Voyage.
actually complete it.
Can I make a suggestion to everybody listening?
Don't get
buy
on
a fucking
that.
ticket.
Let them do it. Just the crew.
But
Don't.
the thing is, there were two Titanics.
Yes, there were.
A lot of people didn't
Yes,
know there
that's
were
correct.
actually two identical ships.
One was the Titanic. I can't remember the name of the other.
like
one.
Mary, the Queen Mary.
No, it
Britannia.
wasn't.
It was like Britannia. What is it? I think it was Britannia. I'm not sure. I think it was a Britannia. I'm not.
That might be. I
might
think
be
that sounds
far
right.
off,
Britannia
but
sounds right.
Something like
Yeah. The second one ended up sinking too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, don't do it.
Well,
Yeah, no,
apparently,
it sank many years later. It
A
was on
lot
its
of
maiden
the
voyage.
stuff from the Titanic that they retrieved, and this is you look on conspiracy theories and shit like that.
I'm sure he has.
A lot of the a lot of the stuff that they actually retrieved from the Titanic, the actual sinking of the ship, I don't know what to call it, the serial numbers for all of the stuff was actually from its sister.
The sister ship.
Yeah.
By the way, there's three of them.
Oh,
There were three.
So
You have the Titanic, the Britannic,
The Britannic.
and the Olympic. Those were the three main flagships of the fleet.
The conspiracy
Wait,
theory,
sorry.
by the way, is that the Titanic never actually sank.
It was the Britannic that sank.
It was the Britannic that actually sank, and that it sank due to an insurance scam. No, seriously. It was an insurance scam, and then but they were supposed to have had another ship near them to get all the passengers out.
What?
But the other ship got lost.
And
Yeah,
you
seriously,
found
this is a
on what?
conspiracy theory.
Right, but that doesn't. People don't.
It's a conspiracy theory, not a
Right.
conspiracy fact. I'm just
Because-
saying.
No, I know, but that's because it comes out because people don't realize that the Britannic did actually sink 4 years after,
Right.
But it sank in the Aegean and only 30 people died in
Well,
it.
it might not have been
Only 30.
Only 30.
Only 30.
It might
Well, I mean,
not
you
have
look at
been,
the difference.
Right? No, it's it's the difference between dropping a fucking Scud missile and a nuclear bomb. I mean, come on. But
True.
Hundreds of people.
Yeah.
You know,
And so
but
did the
it
Olympics
might not
sink
have
as
been
well?
the Britannic that they actually were talking about. It might have been the other one.
Did the Olympics sink as well?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious now. We're going to get back to the actual topics here in a second, but
Because now we want to know.
because now we want to know. So,
Inquiring minds and shit, right?
inquiring minds and shit.
it spanned 24 years.
Okay, so it stayed on the water like it's supposed to.
All right.
Not in it. Well, I guess technically.
Well, I mean,
Not under
not
it. There you
under
go.
it. There you go. It did not try to meet Aquaman.
Under the sea.
Yeah, that's
Under
where
the
it
sea.
will be.
You can see the Titanic and Britannic, the Olympic and the... I don't know. Under the sea. So, did you guys know that the Titanic, when it sank, had 12,000 bottles of wine that were unopened and sealed? And I feel like Brittany got a hold of those bottles.
Those bottles.
Are we getting back to that topic?
Absolutely.
We are indeed.
Speaking of wine,
Story time.
runaway wine.
Story time.
Story time with creepy Uncle Chris.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for that laugh, by the way, T. That was that worked really well for story time with creepy Uncle Chris.
So, where were we? Oh, that's right. She had just gotten out of the shower.
I think she's just gotten put in the shower.
She did. That kind of went without a hitch. She didn't fall, which I was really shocked about, because at one point I actually told Misty, I was like, you should probably get in there with her just to, like, and she was like, what? And I was like, just fully clothed, get in there with her, make sure she doesn't fall. She's like, no, she'll be fine. I'm like, all right, when she falls and hits her head on the porcelain and dies, I guess that's fine. So she did not. She ended up staying away. We got her out of the shower. She got towels. She got redressed. And when she got upstairs, I managed to carry her up the stairs, but half carry her. Like she was walking.
Well, let's backtrack just a wee bit.
Oh, we're going to backtrack a bit.
We're standing in the kitchen. We make her drink the Alka-Seltzer.
That's right. Oh, that's right. This is important.
And
I almost missed the key setup.
I am always made fun of because anytime my friends are drinking, I say, take an Alka-Seltzer, take one before you start drinking, and take one right before you go to bed. This is
Hangover
key.
cure.
This is key. And people think I'm crazy. I get laughed at by Misty all the time. But this shit works. It is a miracle drug. Alka-Seltzer is a hell of a drug.
Alka-Seltzer, hell of a drug.
Hell of a drug. So we have her in the kitchen.
Kids, don't snort Alka-Seltzer. It's not the new challenge. Please don't do this.
We have her wrapped in towels because we had to soak her with
Clothes.
because she was filled with puke. So she is wide awake. She is wide awake in the kitchen talking. Oh my God, has no idea what just happened.
Nope.
The only thing she knows is she was in a cold shower.
Yep.
So she's inquiring about what just happened, and then I'm so sorry, T. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's okay. It's
Dude,
all right.
just drink the Alka-Seltzer. Shut up.
I found bleach under my sink.
Yes, we found the bleach.
There was
We
nothing
did
else
bleach
under
over
my sink, but back in the corner was a full bottle of bleach.
Yep.
I've never been so. I was forgiving. Hallelujah. Cue the gospel choir because oh my God, where I proceeded to mop the floor 7 times.
That's not even an exaggeration, by the way.
7 times I mopped.
She'd mop,
yeah.
rinse the water,
Yeah.
change it out, bleach, do it again, rinse it.
7
times.
7 times.
Count
them 7.
So she's sitting on the vent.
Standing on the vent, trying to get warm because
drinking
she's
this Alka-Seltzer
freezing
water.
because once again, we left her in the shower for 15-20 minutes where we also heard, why are you guys doing this to me?
You're gonna kill
What are
me.
you doing to me? Crying, screaming, like all of it until it turned into, okay,
poor Brittany.
I'm cold.
So at this point, Brittany's wrapped in towels.
And she looks wide awake.
She
Talking.
does. Pale, still very pale, very red-eyed, by the way.
Make her drink the Alka-Seltzer.
Probably because of all the crying.
Right. Now, at this point, she's drinking the Alka-Seltzer. And as she's drinking it, she gets about halfway through. And and she's gagging. So, and she gets halfway through, and she looks up at all of us and dead ass says, "This tastes worse than cum."
No lie.
Nobody in that fucking room was standing up. We were all on the, like, she was standing by herself on this vent while the rest of us are trying not to die from laughter. I'm like, what the fuck did she just say? And she's like, it's so nasty.
Yeah.
So she finishes the Alka-Seltzer.
We make her
finish the Alka-Seltzer. We managed to get up off the ground. During which period of time, she's like, why is everybody laughing? Because she has no fucking clue that she just said this. And we're like, Brittany, do you remember what she's like? No. We're like, okay, that's cool. It's better this way.
So she seems tomorrow.
You're hearing about it on the radio.
She seems good to go and to walk, but we need to put you to bed. And okay, so we have to get clothes on her. So we find clothes. Misty and I put socks on her. We get pants on her. We get a shirt on her. And now we have to get her up the stairs. We realize she really isn't very mobile.
Nope, not at all.
So Crazy Chris has to take her and lead her up the stairs with all of us behind because we don't know how this is going to end up.
Nope. Like, she was like, I'm going to fall. And I'm like, no, you're not going to fall. You're fine. And I make sure I look behind me to make sure there's people behind me because I'm like, no, you're fine. I'm like, are we fine, though? Are we good? Okay, no, we're fine. Right. All right. So
get her up the stairs. Where am I going to sleep? Air mattress.
We got an air mattress right here, dude.
We've got garbage bags. We've got garbage bags.
You can't fireman carry up her stairs. Yeah. Because of the way it's set up, it's like it's all boxed in. So if you try to fireman carry, they stick out too far, and you'd have to go sideways, and then I'd have to grapevine up the stair. I'm not doing that.
For real.
It was easier. That's why, seriously, at first, because I was literally just gonna threshold carry her and just be like, whatever, I'll just tear her this way. And then I was like, nope, that's not gonna fly. Yeah. Let's talk about a headache afterwards, boy.
You're fine.
Why does my head hurt? No idea. You must
what
have
is
hit your
this
head.
knot right here?
And this knot. And this knot.
Bleeding.
We get her up in there. We lay her down on the bed. And what
it takes
proceeds?
3 people to get her on this air mattress.
Yes, she is dead weight. She's just like blah. So we get her on the bed, get her covered up. She's like, I want a cigarette. And Misty, bless her heart, gives her a cigarette. Now, I'm sitting here like trying to make sure that like everything.
By the way, anybody who is Southern understands that bless her heart is not a bless her heart kind of thing. It's
bless her pea picker.
No.
So I'm trying to make sure that everything is away from the air mattress just in case she pukes again. She doesn't like throw up all over everything other than the blankets, right? Blankets can be washed. People can be washed. It's really hard to wash different objects of your house and that
the TV
floor. Like, so I move everything, but I look over and I see Brittany laying in bed with her eyes closed and this cigarette half hanging out of her mouth, and I'm like, I look over like, who fucking gave her? I was like, you know what? I'm like, I'm not even care. I stopped myself mid sentence. I just took it out of her mouth, walked back over, and I gave it to me. I literally handed the cigarette to Misty, who proceeds to smoke said cigarette, and I'm going about her business, and Brittany, laying down, begins to open up the confessional, and begins
She has the spins. You teach her how to remedy
happened?
the spins.
She begins to, have the spins, and she's very sick, and when you drink, your body, again, feels like it's poison, so you get this weird, fun thing, like vertigo, in which you believe that you're flying and that you're a lot higher up in the air than you are, and the world begins to close in on you, and it spins around in a little circle. It's pretty awesome. It's a fun time. You should try it.
No, it's not.
Yeah, don't do it.
The worst.
The dangers of drinking, kiddos. Be careful.
Moderation.
So, we mentioned earlier that the truth serum at this point had kicked in. And I'm not going to tell you everything that she told us. I am just going to use this as a teaching moment.
Thank you, Topher.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens right there in the chat room. This is a teaching moment for everybody, okay?
Thank you, Lynn.
All right. When you drink, your inhibitions, your filter, anything that you have, and if you're an honest person to begin with, it becomes much worse. She told us everything from her childhood to what happened 25 minutes ago and everything that she wanted to do.
Okay, I'm going to interject.
Please.
This is why they say drunk people tell the truth. Drunk people tell the truth. Now,
their truth. They tell their truth.
Their truth.
In fairness.
But so when they snap out of it and they apologize to you, I'm so sorry, I was drunk. Don't ever fucking believe it. Don't ever believe it. Don't ever accept that apology because they told you their truth. Proceed.
No, you're fine. I thank you for that. So, Brittany proceeds to, again, enlighten us with all the things that she does in the car, at work, while she's by herself. All of the things.
At school.
All of them. At school.
Every last bit.
She does not stop. She just keeps going. Now, of course, at this point, we are all in stitches. We are dying laughing.
There's nothing.
So we're feeding her little nuggets just to keep her going, just to see how much she's going to say. But she did not disappoint.
And we can tell you how undrunk she appeared.
No, yeah, that's absolutely true.
Immediately, the light goes out, and
she just
pops up.
Perps up. Yep, just like a little birdie, just like
yeah.
And she's like, "I'm hungry. I want to eat." Blah, blah, blah. She's like, "Why am I so hungry?" And we're like, "Because you evacuated the entirety of your entire body onto the floor,
including intestines.
Your shoes
stomach.
came up. We can't find them. It's ridiculous." So she's like, "I'm so hungry. I'm gonna die." We're like, "Oh, you're not gonna die. I mean, you probably wish you were dead after we get done talking about you on the radio, but."
Yeah.
But we did promise we're not going to say her name. We're not going to do that. We're not going to tell you everything that she told us. But there is video evidence, so just so you are aware of that.
It's low, like so. As
Brittany, there is video evidence. We're going to make sure that you get to see that.
I was dying, but I sat in the corner.
I'm going to be honest. I kind of want to see this video evidence.
It's great.
It is. We have content for an entire year.
Oh yes.
Shows.
If we wanted to, if she gave us permission to talk about everything that she told us, we could fill at least a year of this show breaking down what she said.
We have a topic for every week.
The jokes.
Yeah.
The jokes we could tell, Jeff. I'm not kidding. We're going to show it to you. Don't worry. You're going to get to see it. And
I'm
depending on how much permission we get, we might post some of it.
I feel like I'm a little out of the loop here since I wasn't there. So,
I know, and it sucks, and I hate that. I do. I hate the fact that you weren't there because I think it would have been funnier if you had been there somehow. But it would have been.
I don't
funnier.
think it was just so much. It was just so hilarious. Like I have not laughed that hard in so long.
I fell down the stairs.
Down the stairs. Last break we had, Chris and T were both like, "Yeah, we really missed you last night. We wish you would have been there." And I was like, "Yeah, it's funny because Lynn can attest to this. Yesterday we had gone and done something, and I was like, it sucks, but I don't think I'm going to be able to make it to T's party next week." Because I've been working it feels like nonstop.
The party was yesterday.
Yeah, the party was yesterday.
For all the listeners.
And I said, I thought it was still next week because I'm so exhausted from working. My brain is just not braining anymore.
My brain doesn't brain.
My brain truly does not brain.
Okay, so what's happening in the chat room now is literally what happened to me because I was laughing too hard.
Yeah.
He fell down the stairs.
It was.
And that's when people ass crack. He's like so just like and then just fall.
Yeah.
My Buldge literally threw me down the stairs at 100 miles
an hour.
It really
did. Bulge first.
Bulge first. But the Bulge saved my life. It stuck in the wall before I did, so it was fine. I apologize about that hole, by the way. I'm really sorry.
You're going to come and fix it.
I gave her a place to puke so she could fill that wall.
Oh, God, no.
Plaster it.
And then in 20 years, when you replace that wall, it's just all going to come pouring back out again.
Yeah.
This motherfucker!
You already know. Like, I think I was more upset that I didn't have bleach than
anything that happened.
Really, like
this episode brought to you by bleach.
Can we get Clorox to sponsor us?
But I'll tell you what, your floors have never been cleaner.
They haven't.
I think after they were brand new, they still weren't as clean as they are right now. It is absolutely fantastic.
That was I mopped with the bleach 7 times. That didn't count how many times I mopped before I realized I had bleach. So
Wow. How many times did you mop before you found out that you had the
it
bleach?
was probably several times as well because it took that long to get it up because it was that much. It was quite a bit. It was What is that movie? Cheaper by the Dozen. Do you guys remember that one?
Yes.
The remake or whatever with Steve Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when the one kid throws up in the kitchen and then they come in and they all react, they see it, they hear it, and they all start throwing up in the kitchen. That's what it was like.
Sorry,
That's what it was like.
you're talking about this. I'm literally sitting here thinking about Daddy Daycare with what is his name?
Vin Diesel.
No.
So, what is that? Who is in Daddy?
Adam Sandler.
Daddy Daycare?
I don't know.
Daddy Daycare was
Wasn't that Vin Diesel?
No, it was Donkey.
was the black comedian
Oh,
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie
Murphy.
Murphy.
Yeah, where he goes in, like the kid comes out, I pooped. And so he goes into the bathroom, he looks, he just has this look on his face like, oh. And then he looks up at the ceiling, oh!
Speaking of drinking too much and making bad decisions, Eddie Murphy, everybody.
Yeah, right.
Although that was more cocaine than anything.
Oh, but that's what I did my intro to last night.
Cocaine?
No. God.
1 minute, 30 seconds.
No, it was Coming to America.
I heard
It
they're
was
making
awesome.
a sequel.
Yeah.
I don't know, but her
Yeah.
intro last night was fucking awesome.
Nice.
All right, so we got about a minute and a half left, folks. We're going to go ahead and try to wrap this up real quick. We would like to thank everybody for stopping in with us to join us on Sunday Night Madness.
Yes, thank you.
You guys are awesome. One more time, if you enjoyed our content and you want to see us do even more and go even further, consider becoming a part of our Patreon family.
If you
Please.
enjoyed the video,
If you enjoyed
Yes,
you're watching the
absolutely.
video.
If you enjoyed watching us on Facebook Live,
Absolutely.
please consider joining
Everybody
us
give
on
the Sunday Night
Patreon.
Madness salute.
Oh, wrong fingers. My bad.
All right.
Anyway, so yeah, please join us on Patreon because I guess the Facebook Live is going to be a one-time deal. Is that correct?
yeah, it's a little taste of what you can see.
Absolutely.
You
It's
should have
always
told me I would have worn makeup. I would have brought costumes for everybody.
It's always
like I had no idea
Well,
what
camera's
I
always
walked
on. You
into
know that.
today.
So
It's always
$2.
important.
It is too.
Yeah, $2, $5, $10. Buy us a beer, buy us a shot. Get us
White Girl Wasted.
Or actually, you
Or
could
Brittany
get us
Wasted.
Brittany
Brittany Wasted. It is now Brittany Wasted.
It's Brittany Wasted.
We have
All
yes.
right, so it's BW.
That's
so
new.
just go to patreon.com/GP Network and you can find all the details there on how to support us more fully. And as always, we really do appreciate it. GeekPublicRadio.com studios bringing you the Sunday Night Madness. I am Crazy Chris.
I'm Jeff, the producer.
Tenacious T.
And across from us, as always, is
Go for the drunk.
asshole alcoholic. All right. Thank you guys so much. And Krista again for being our lovely research assistant. You guys have been great. We
And
love
thank
you
you
out
for
there.
everybody who joined us in the chat room and listened to
Lynn,
the
Josh,
show.
get better, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, guys, take care. We have been Sunday Night Madness, and we are out.
Deuces.